invite group number 3 to please present the topic. Group number 3, Ms. Shruti Kolte, Mrs. Divya Nandukar, Mrs. Ashwini Devkate, Ms. Pragati Bhaskare, and Mrs. Kritika
Before this, participant, let me share something which we have already planned. We have make a group of five participants, and that two eight groups we are having, and one by one we are having a presentation of articles. Right? So we have already shared the articles with you. If you are having any articles, then you can give the presentation on that particular article also. Right? So today we are having group number three. Right? So we can start with the. You need to upload your PowerPoint presentation in this particular computer system, and then you can start. Today we are having a two presentation. Tomorrow again we are having the remaining presentation of one. You can start. Meanwhile, we are having a this list. If you need any changes in the group, you can communicate like this. Please look to this list. And you can take. You can have a signature of also. Yes. Not there. Yes, all the changes will come. एक बार check अगर आपको चेंजेस करना है ग्रुप में तो आप कर सकते हैं म्यूचुअल जो भी है आप you can if you need any assistance from our side like paper you are having a paper anything tomorrow we are having तो अभी इसमें कंटिन्यू अब लेकिन नाम नहीं है हम कर देंगे
Good afternoon, Professor Bharat, Head AM, and Professor Sonal Bawansure, Head CSC, and all respected faculty members. I'm Ashwini Devkate, I'm here to represent the article, and the topic is improving the efficiency of real-time process management using deep learning. Okay, so here we are the group of five. Next slide. Okay, so the contents are here. Introduction, motivations for, okay, introduction. So here the crises are there. It means the some crisis, it should be a natural or it should be a man-made. So that crisis, it means introduction parts we hear. And then motivation for crisis management means how we manage that by having the information, and then we can circulate the information so we get the helping matters urgently. Okay, then literature survey, proposed work, conclusion, and then references. The next slide. So these are the natural disasters and man-made disasters. So the natural disasters like a volcano, like tsunami and thunders. And then next, man-made disasters like aeroplane crashes and nuclear bomb blast and bomb blast, right? So affected peoples are there. So from this natural and the man-made disasters. So after that, we get the information to that humanitarian organization, and then relief operation should be done. Okay, so this is overall the introduction part for this uh, disasters, natural and man-made disasters. Okay? So that disasters are, we know that are unfortunately happening almost every year in every part of the world. Okay? So every year natural disasters kill on average 60,000 people and are responsible for 0.01% to 0.4% of global death. So there is a big gap of challenges in traditional way of gathering the information about the affected people or infrastructure damage. So when information is actually needed, it is scarce. The information unavailability problem that make government and NGO are facing is broadly divided into three parts. So these three parts are important. Okay. So the next part will be described or explained by the Divyam. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Priyadarshini, and now you all can see this is a diagnostic representation of a proposed system. So in this analysis of different disaster management research work, the first point is lack of situational information. Whenever we face any natural disaster, so the information which we get, the data which we get is not proper or is not sufficient, which we get from where this incident occurred. Next one is no coordination in relief work. The NGOs which are helping to the disaster people, they didn't get the proper communication or proper time. So there is a no coordination relief work. The people who are facing. Now the second point is no plan, no preparedness. Whenever any natural disaster happens, so it is uncertain. It can happen anywhere, anytime. Okay. So the NGOs which help through this disaster to the people, they are not prepared and not planned how to help that particular people on that particular time. So the in the diagrammatic representation, you can see the NGOs, the volunteers who are helping the affected peoples. So one thing in this diagram we are learning, whenever some natural disaster happens, so before that, the NGO should be prepared with their plans and preparedness so that they can help the people of natural disaster. Next. Online social media as a source of information, as you all know, we are familiar with Twitter, WhatsApp, and Facebook. So in WhatsApp, Facebook, and Twitter, we get the information, achieve information of prior event, user preparedness, real-time information from ground zero. The benefit of our social media application is that whatever information we are getting is not 100% accurate. Some the limitations of this online social media is that some information get overloaded also. Second point is rumors, fake information, and bias. Rumors means if something is happened in a small amount, but there in social media it can be expand. And the fake information is the information of natural disaster where it happens is not genuine, not 100%. It is yes, 100% it is right. Next. In order to come out from crisis situation like natural disaster and emergencies, the success of crisis handling operation can be determined by many factors like early warning, robust plan, speed of response, effective communication, etc. The key task of crisis management is to recognize specific action that need to be carried out before prevention, mid-crisis, and after a crisis occurred. In order to execute this task efficiently, it is helpful to use data from social media, as social media has become a common channel in responding to many emergency situations. Whenever this natural disaster occurs, so we all get the information from social media, as we all know. And whenever the natural disaster happens, it happens uncertainly. They never give us any indications or something. So we have to be prepared whenever all this situation we face through. The next slide will be continued by Shruti ma'am. As we have, know about the crisis management, so here in this crisis management, what happens whenever we are using the social media as a tool? So at that time, from the social media, we can collect the information, we can monitor that what actually the information we have gathered, whether that information it is a relevant information or irrelevant information. So the relevant information can be extracted and we can give that particular information to the volunteers at the natural site. So that this real-time information it can be gathered from the social media site. So whenever you're posting any message on the social media, so the help which we are getting it is immediate because these messages which we are forwarding in the social messages they are forwarded in a quick manner and we can get the help in an immediate manner. So these social media platforms they are used. It is very much beneficial in the crisis management in a real time scenario. So our main goal is to use the user generated contents of the social media to distinguish the valuable information from the irrelevant one. As the ma'am has told that there it may happen that whenever we are using the content from the social media, there may be a chances of the fake information also. So we have to like distinguish whether that information is relevant or not. Next slide, please. So the motivation for this particular article is that whenever the crisis happen, these crises they are uncertain, but it can happen anytime. So we have to be prepared for these crises. We have to manage it in a proper way. And in order to get the help in a timely manner, it is very much essential that we must have the past data. So depending upon the past data, we can have certain solutions. So based upon that solution, we can have a appropriate plan that if this kind of situation happens, then we can provide this kind of help in this particular fashion, so that the relief of volunteers which are giving help in the real time scenario they can use or they can be prepared with the timely actions that if this kind of situation occurs then they will provide this kind of help to the at the crisis site. Next slide, please. So while preparing the plan, these are the certain challenges which they are addressed. That extracting the significant information, the main challenge which I've told you that the information which we're getting from the social media site, it may be relevant or not. So the extracting that information, whether the information is relevant or not. So that is a big challenge in this particular thing. So extracting the significant information. Second is the social media vocabulary. Whenever we are getting the contents from the social media, the contents it is not in a word structured manner. It may contain some noisy or unwanted data. So that is a bigger challenge to extract that. Reduce the training time. Whenever you're training in a model in a deep learning, so what happened? We have a data set based upon our past experience. So we want help in a timely manner and in a quick fashion. So for that, we have to train a model in such a way that we will get the result in a short time. So we have to reduce the training time. Then multimodal, the data set it contains various text images as well, and the information is gathered from the various sources. So there is an interactive crowdsourcing. So from various platforms, we have to gather the information and we have to extract the useful information in a process. So thank you. Next slide will be explained by Deepika ma'am. Good afternoon to all. The next slide is the literature survey. In existence schemes, most aim is to detect the and classify the relevant tweets message based on some taxonomy. The taxonomy is divided into three groups. That is the eyewitness groups, non-eyewitness groups, and the don't know. And the eyewitness group is divided into a number of three categories. That is the direct eyewitness, indirect eyewitness, and the vulnerable direct eyewitness. Next. Uh, the first task is the implement the detection and classification. In detection and classification, the model technique using the supervised model learning techniques. In these techniques, use the random forest for classification and they use the synthetic minority oversampling techniques. These techniques used in a social media in Twitter use but when you use the Twitter, social media, these are the some limitations. That is they have limited their analysis to English language tweets only, and some other features like the first person and the pronouns are not working properly, and the real time online tweets are used to analyze the frameworks.
In some in this literature in these papers helps to manage the data. That is the when you people are tweets the message, then the large number of large amount of data tweets the content the same information, provide the same information. That time the online media retweeting and the reposting message is common. So now in these papers, proposed system use the semantic clustering techniques. For semantic clustering techniques to reduce the information slowed on Twitter users, and the use to similar dimension reduction techniques to reduce the dimension of the data sets and improve the clustering performance with similarity graph, which helps to construct and similarity tree based on text similarity and vector similarity, and then identify the groups of similar tweets according to the graph's hypothesis. This will be continued Pragati now.
The next author is propose a novel and active online multiple prototype classifier called AOMPC. It identifies the relevant data related to queries. This algorithm unlabel data using the closest prototype by asking user feedback, but the limit of iteration of user is based on the budget strategies. Then after that, synthetic and collaborative floats and Australian buffers data for Twitter from Twitter data to be understand by behavior of the algorithm. It is a multi-prototype like algorithm inspired in previous work. This research works is based on the different AOMPC parameters. A sensitive analysis of the data set is carried out, and finally they perform comparisons of AOMPC against well-known online algorithms, and outcomes are also discussed. Next slide. Then Saptarshi Goswami also research and propose a little different approach, whether they are targeting much wider data from internet-based source and perform data pre-processing, then data stored in a inclusion in towards a distributed system like uh, if where they are create different subjects areas similar to data mart concept for different disasters. These studies have has a special focus on natural disasters happen in India, and it is provide a comprehensive summary from different data mining techniques applied to natural disasters like earthquake, flood, landscape, etc. Rhythm that also search and discuss study on the objectives of assigns post-disaster relief operations for that they develop a novel practical approach to understand a systematic of need tweets with availability of tweets. Then uh, the proposed work utilize a different factors associated with need tweets and availability tweets such as similarity, mention and location proximity to perform matching more effectively than what prior work attempt. These are the references. Thank you so much.
This notice for the so tomorrow we will be having another we are having ready.